what does it really mean to be free? We like to imagine freedom as something given by laws, protected by governments, or handed down through rights written on paper. But history proves something darker. Those same governments, those same leaders, those same merchants of chaos have always found ways to control the masses without ever taking away a single law. They don't need to chain you if they can program you. They don't need to silence you if they can make you scream on cue. They don't need to conquer you if they can keep you busy fighting each other. That is not freedom. That is obedience dressed up as choice. And the truth is this: the only freedom that cannot be taken is the kind that begins in your mind. That is why the mindset shift is everything. Because once you learn to master your own triggers, your own reactions, your own internal storm, you become ungovernable. Governments and media thrive on your outrage. Platforms profit from your anger. Leaders exploit your fear. They don't hide this anymore. It's the business model of the world. Every headline is crafted to make you twitch. Every algorithm is tuned to keep you scrolling. Every soundbite is sharpened to pierce your emotions. They know your weak spots, and they pull them like levers. But here's the secret: levers only work if you allow them. Anger is not control until you surrender to it. Fear is not control until you obey it. Division is not control until you feed it. Ungovernable does not mean reckless. It does not mean lawless. It means you cannot be ruled by manipulation. You cannot be bought by fear. You cannot be baited into wars that aren't yours to fight. It means your calm cannot be shaken, your clarity cannot be stolen, your sovereignty cannot be rented out to the outrage economy. And that power does not come from the outside. It comes from the one place they cannot invade without your consent: your mind. Marcus Aurelius understood this. An emperor surrounded by war, betrayal, and plague still wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." 2,000 years later, those words cut sharper than ever, because what he knew then is what we've forgotten now. The battle is not out there. It's in here. If you can govern your own mind, no one can govern you. The shift happens the moment you stop being a puppet to your emotions. Imagine a leader trying to rile the crowd, screaming about enemies and threats, but you don't bite. Imagine an algorithm throwing clickbait into your feed, designed to trigger outrage, but you don't click. Imagine someone insulting you, desperate for a reaction, but you stand calm and unshaken. That is sovereignty. That is freedom. That is the mindset shift that makes you ungovernable. They want chaos, but you bring calm. They want reaction, but you bring reflection. They want blind loyalty, but you bring awareness. That's how you become untouchable in an age where everything is designed to control you. Calm is not weakness. Calm is rebellion. Calm is strategy, because calm cannot be manipulated. Calm sees the game for what it is and refuses to play. But make no mistake, this shift is not easy. To get there, you must confront the weaknesses inside yourself. Your craving for validation, your hunger for belonging, your thirst for outrage, your addiction to fear. These are the cracks where control seeps in, and unless you close them with awareness, they will be exploited again and again. They don't need to defeat you. They just need you unaware. That's why awareness is the shield. Awareness of what moves you, awareness of what triggers you, awareness of who profits when you react. Awareness is the space between the pull of the lever and the choice you make. In that space lives the power they cannot touch. In that space lives the ungovernable mind. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That is the Stoic truth we've ignored. Freedom is not given, freedom is practiced, freedom is trained, freedom is built in the small choices of everyday life. The pause before anger, the breath before fear, the silence before reaction, that is where sovereignty is forged. And when enough of us choose that path, the system itself begins to crack. Because their business model relies on chaos. But when chaos no longer controls us, they starve. Ungovernable is not about overthrowing governments or burning down systems. It's about refusing to be conquered from within. It's about reclaiming your mind from the chaos merchants. It's about living with such clarity and discipline that no one can dictate your emotions but you. And this is not just personal, it's collective. Imagine millions making the shift. Millions choosing calm over outrage. Millions refusing to be baited into division. Millions building shields of awareness. The algorithm would bend. The feeds would change. The merchants would starve. Leaders who thrive on chaos would lose their leverage. Because their power only works on people who cannot see the game. Awareness unites. Awareness frees. Awareness makes the old levers useless. So the question is simple. Will you let them pull your strings? Or will you cut them and stand free? Because once you master yourself, you can no longer be mastered. Once you choose clarity, you can no longer be programmed. Once you build the shield, you can no longer be conquered. That is the mindset shift. That is the revolution. That is the path to becoming ungovernable. So the next time fear rises in your chest, remember, fear is their lever. The next time anger surges through your veins, remember, anger is their currency. The next time division tempts you to see enemies everywhere, remember, division is their weapon. And when you refuse, when you pause, when you choose calm instead, you are free. Because the most powerful person in the room is not the one who yells the loudest, it is the one who cannot be moved. That's what makes you ungovernable. That's the shift. That's the freedom that begins inside. And once you claim it, no one, not leaders, not media, not algorithms, not chaos merchants, can ever take it away. Subscribe, share, and hit that notification for the next episode. Thanks for being here with the Stoic Quotient, where ancient strength meets modern life.